Hello everyone, myself Apurva Penbaze, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology. Welcome you all back on 1 week online student development program on AutoCAD, a tool for engineers. In this video lecture, we are going to see use of application status bar. The learning objectives of these lectures are: at the end of this video, you will be able to identify the toggle keys on status bar and use those toggle keys for their respective applications. Now switching on to the AutoCAD window. This is the window of which the tour we have had in previous video. You are aware of this user interface. Now we will see one by one the options available over here for us, which are called as toggle keys. The commands to be seen on status bar can be organized with the help of customization icon here at right bottom corner. Click on the customization icon to manage the status bar. So the options which are with the tick are seen on the status bar and the one which are not having tick are not visible. Let us say switch on this. So all the desired options I have switched it on for now. Again when I click on this it will get minimized. So we will be starting with the options one by one. First toggle key. Before that, I would like to tell you the toggle keys which are blue in color are active ones and which are gray in color are not active. So when it is blue means it is performing its function. So first toggle key that we have is called as grid mode and the shortcut to switch it on and off is function key F7. Now if this is on, what you can see is in your workspace, it is divided into number of small boxes. It is a graph-like structure. These lines are called as grid lines and these boxes are called as grid boxes. If you switch it off, this will disappear. If you switch it on, again it will reappear. Next to that we have snap mode. The shortcut for snap mode is function key F9. When snap mode is on, what happens is one can draw a line which will be having the start or end point only at the end of this grid boxes. One cannot start anywhere at intermediate position of those grid boxes. But if I switch this option off immediately, it is allowing me to click anywhere within the grid box. So when you keep snap mode on, you will only be able to access the endpoints of those grid boxes, and if you switch it off, you can click anywhere within the grid box. After that, the option that we have is called infer constraint. Now what does it mean? See, now I'm drawing a line horizontal and vertical. There is no mention of nature of this line. But if I switch it off, switch it on and go for line command again, see what is the difference that is taking place. Can you see this symbol? Now this is nothing but used to show the relation between two geometries, like whether they are perpendicular or tangential or parallel likewise. Next to that, we have a dynamic input option. The shortcut for it is F12 key. If I go to any of the command, you can see there is a box next to our crosshair which is asking us for the further process. Like here it is asking specify first point. Now this box will be visible only if the dynamic input in the toggle key is on. If you switch it off, that box will disappear. So in some point of time, if you are not able to find that box, make sure on the status bar you are switching on the dynamic input key. Next to that, we have ortho mode. Now, what is the purpose of it? First of all, the shortcut for switching it on and off is function key F8. Now, ortho mode is used to draw lines in horizontal and vertical direction, that is 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree. It is mostly kept on while preparing any kind of drawing. Right now the ortho mode I have kept on, and you can see when I perform any command, it is allowing me only to draw either 0 degree line or 90 degree line or 180 degree line or 270 degree line. There is no in between. So this is the function of ortho mode. Next to ortho mode, we have polar tracking. Now see the change. When I switch on polar tracking, by default ortho mode gets switched off. Polar tracking is to be used when working with lines which are to be drawn at different angles. I'll go to line command. I will click anywhere. Now see the box. It is asking me to specify length as well as the angle. So I can specify the length and angle also when I am using polar tracking. So that is the difference between ortho and polar mode. Here I can draw lines only in horizontal and vertical direction, and here I can draw lines at any particular given angle. Next to that is isometric drafting that we will be seeing when we will be drawing isometric projections. Next is object snap tracking. Tracking means you have to track a particular point. Let us say I have to draw a line over here such that this is the reference point. So if OSNAP and OSNAP tracking is on, what I can do is I will just move my crosshair over here, take it in horizontal direction. Can you see the green dotted line? Now that line is nothing but the track of the path. It is tracking me along that direction. Similarly, I can track any of the point on my object, start line, end line. So this is how we are going to make use of tracking. And when we go for object snap, the shortcut is F3. Here again, there are number of options available to you. Like when we have a line, it will be having endpoints. Any line or any geometry will be having its midpoint. Circle will be having its center. Likewise, number of options are available to us. Now, when we keep this O snap on, what happens is, let us say I have drawn a line of random length against some random height. I have to construct a rectangle. So what I can do is I can take help of OSNAP and OTrack. This is the endpoint which is visible because of OSNAP on, and this green dotted line I am getting because I have kept OTrack on. So I will click over here and close this. And this is how I have created the rectangle with the help of OSNAP and OTrack command. Next to which we have line weight display, that is nothing but to represent the thickness of this line. We have seen different kinds of line in engineering graphics. In detail, we will be seeing in afterwards. Thank you for paying the attention. Happy learning.